Alrighty, guys. So today I'm going to be cutting in the holes for my Maxx air fans. I've got this here box taped up to the ceiling here. Maybe it'll stay, maybe it won't, but it's going to catch most of my metal shavings and hopefully the ceiling panel I cut out, the square, the 14 by 14 inch square for the Maxx air fan. Hopefully it'll just fall in this box and it'll all stay up, but I don't think this tape's going to hold it all. We'll see. We'll find out. It's not a big deal. It's not the finished floor. This floor is still coming out. But I figured if I could contain the mess a little bit, I would. So I came back down off the van to grab this. This drill, I'm going to drill the hole in each corner of where I'm going to cut out this fan so I can get my jigsaw blade down in there. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me spin you around and show you what I'm working with. So I'm going to try to show you guys this the best I can. I'm going to try to mount my camera up here. I'll try to stay out of the way. This is all new to me. Doing videos of my everyday to-day life. Usually it's just hiking videos, which I miss hiking so much. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to tape this off, drill these holes, and cut this little square out of the roof. So the Maxx air fan, this bracket will go here, boom, with some butyl tape underneath this flange. Once I get it, it's supposed to be coming today. And then we'll screw it down the roof and then put lap sealant on top of that. So let me get you guys all set up here. I think what I'm going to do is connect you guys to this. Alrighty, guys. So I've got my square all marked out. Got my tape. I'm going to go on the outside of my square here, probably 2 rows. That way when I run my jigsaw on it, it's not going to scratch my van all up. So we'll get it all taped out. I'll drill each hole in each corner where I can get my jigsaw blade in, and then we'll just cut this square out. So let's get to taping, get to drilling, get to cutting. All right, we got it all taped. Now we're gonna drill. First, let's double check our measurement, because you never know. 14 inches, 14 inches, 14 inches, 14 inches. And we're all nice and square everywhere, so everything's straight. So we should be good to go. Let's get drilling. Drilled. Now we'll start jigsawing out these from line to line, line to line to line to line, until it falls out. Just like that, you have a hole. And then this should fit right in there. Look at that. Like a glove, baby. It's cool. Now what I'm gonna do is get a file. I'm gonna file these edges down so they're not so sharp. And then I'm gonna paint this little edge just so it don't rust. So yeah, first hole's cut. Let's get this filed up, get it primed, and then we'll move on to the back hole. Look. My box must not have stayed there. We have a hole. Awesome. No burrs. All right, everybody, I got my paint on my cardboard here. I ran out. I didn't have enough on there because it dried fast. But now I'm just going to paint. I'm just going to touch this edge. Oh, because I don't want any exposed metal to rust. We have a hole in the roof. And we're going to put another hole right here. All right, guys. So we're back for round number 2. The second hole to be cut in the van. Alrighty, guys. So we're back up on the roof. This is that adapter plate I'm talking about. See these ribs in this roof of this van? There's ribs. So DIY vans, they make these. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a groove cut in each side of this. So you can place it over these ribs and it makes a good solid contact with the frame of the van, or the top of the van. So what we're gonna do, I already figured out where I wanted it. So, and I checked to make sure it was 14 inches by 14 inches, same opening I had for that Maxx Air fan. Of course, they're gonna be the same. And so I got it where I wanted it. And then all I did is take a pencil and trace the inside around it. So move this off to the side. And then we're gonna tape on the outside of this line again, just like we did up there, so I don't scratch up my paint. So let's tape it up. All right, now we're all taped out. We can go ahead and drill each corner, but remember, before you start cutting holes in your roof, you might want to double check. 14, 14, 14, 14. I know I'm all good. I've triple checked it. So here we go. Let's drill the holes in the corners so we can get this jigsaw blade down in there. all drilled. All 4 corners are drilled. I'm just gonna plug in this cord. I didn't bring my cordless jigsaw with me because this one works pretty decent. So on the blade for this, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a thin metal blade. So it's got a bunch of tiny little teeth. You don't want a wood blade in here because it'll catch this metal and throw you all around. So I use a thin metal jigsaw blade in my jigsaw, and I go full blast until I'm done. So, and this is for everybody that's concerned about my eye safety the other day. Yeah, right, I can't see. Trust me, I'm a professional. Well, there. We now have another hole. All right, now we're done with that. Now I'm gonna get off this roof and clean off all these metal shavings. I don't want to scratch anything. Then I'll file these edges down. But first, let's get these metal shavings cleaned up. Booyah. Alrighty guys, so we got the hole cut in the roof. The adapter plate fits perfectly. I just want to test it, so I put it on there. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go around and file this edge down so it's not so burry and so sharp. Whoa, lost my handle. It's all right, I don't need a handle. And I'm gonna do the underside too. Okay, that is pretty darn good. Now what I'm gonna do is well, in a minute, I'm gonna glue this down with that 3M window well adhesive. Boom. I might put a couple clamps on here lightly. You're not supposed to clamp it down tight, so I might go grab a couple clamps from home. And what I think I'm gonna do is go get some treated. I have access to a couple chunks of treated 2x material. So what I think I'm gonna do is go cut 1.5 by 1.5 strips of that. And when I glue this window weld with this on it, I think what I'll do is put a 2x4 around the whole inside as well. That way, I got something for them screws to grab something real solid to, and it'll sturdy this roof up a little bit. So that's my plan. I'm gonna prime this edge with primer again, like I did that one, so it seals up all the rough metal. And if you notice right here, I got this scuff mark. That was where the air conditioning unit on top sat. So luckily, I'm just gonna throw some primer over that too. It's not down to bare metal, but it's close. So I'll just primer that little spot too, and you'll never see it. Try to make it as clean and as good as I possibly can to protect it from ever rusting again. I mean, it's gonna be sealed up. There should never be any water getting into here, but condensation will do its thing. That's why I'm gonna prime this edge real nice. And yeah. So let me go get, oh, one more thing too. What I've got to do is I've got to put this on, and then 1/4 inch on the outside of this ring here, I've got to Scotch Brite the metal, which is a Scotch Brite pad, just to scuff it up so the adhesive will stick real good. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna tape around this whole flange with a 1/4 inch reveal, so you can still see a 1/4 inch of the paint. And that way, when I seal it all up with my lap sealant or my flex seal, I still haven't decided what I'm going to use. It'll go right over the top of this as well. So yeah, we're just going to scuff it up. We're not going to sand it. We're just going to scuff it up so that the adhesive will stick real good. That's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scuff this paint up a little bit so my adhesive will stick. I don't want to get down to bare metal or anything like that. I just want to rough it up a little bit. That way the sealant will stick super good. And then before I seal it down, I'm actually going to clean it off with isopropylene. It's just rubbing alcohol, I do believe. I'll double check and I'll show you guys before I clean it off what exactly I'm using. You just want to get a nice, clean, dry, scuffed up surface for that adhesive to work like it's supposed to. What's happening, everybody? So just ran to the homestead and I got some clamps, like a bunch of clamps. I got some 3-inch screws and I got this treated 2x material which I ripped to 1.5 inches wide. Now let me show you what we're gonna do with that. So right here, this lip right here, I don't know why my camera's so fuzzy, but that's 1 5/8 inches. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a box that goes around this hole out of this wood here. And then while we're using the 3M window weld on top, we'll actually put those boards on the bottom and lightly clamp it all together. And then in the front, what I'll do today is I'll cut another frame around that vent, and then I will glue with the 3M window weld. I will glue these up to the ceiling as well. And then tomorrow, when all this window weld stuff is dry, we'll go ahead and install the Maxx Air fans with the butyl tape and the lap sealant or flex seal, whatever you want to use. But that's what it is. Right now we're gonna got these boards and framing these little squares up, and then we'll get to gluing, baby. Alrighty guys, so we got our boxes built. This one's for the front. This one's for the back fan. Let me see how I can show you this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue these to the ceiling with that 3M window weld, and then we'll be good to go. Be trimmed out, have a place for the screws to hit better, more attachment, so we'll be good. Bottom, front. See, I had to notch these little corners because this little rib right here was giving me a little bit of problems. But now, sorry, we're good to go. Alrighty guys, back up here. I got my framework built for underneath these fans. But right now what I gotta do is I'm gonna clean this area that's not taped off. Clean it off with this isopropyl alcohol. Just some regular alcohol you get in the pharmacy, but it's supposed to clean it up real nice. And then once this all dries, we will glue down this here adapter plate. First we got to clean it up real good so our adhesive sticks. All right everybody, window weld fast urethane. It isn't a metal caulk tube. It's got this pop top bottom. I've never used one of these with a pop top bottom, but we're going to today. So I don't really know if you pop the top and then put the bottom back. I'm assuming you put the bottom back in here so you don't ruin your caulk gun. Here we go, we're gonna do it all together. I'm gonna poke this hole in here. And this stuff, you ain't got much time, so I gotta move quick. So you're not gonna see the inside of what I'm gonna do. You're gonna see me up here clamping everything. And then we'll go to that one. So let's rock and roll. Okay, I've got it popped in this end. I got a hole. I'll just pop this top. There we go. And you don't have to put a bottom on it. It's got plastic in there. I didn't know how that was gonna work, but apparently that's how. I'm gonna screw this top on here. And what I want is 3 1/8" beads all the way around this thing. So we're gonna get as close as we can to an 1/8" bead. And then, like I say, we'll move on to the other part. All right, let's see if this works. It's supposed to go in here. There it goes. All right, it's go time. 3 1/8" beads. Here it comes. There's one. We'll go again. Okay, there's two. I'm gonna put a little more dab in the groove there, just because it makes me nervous. Other than that, we're good to go. I'm gonna set this down in here, and then I'm gonna go down the bottom and put my board in and clamp it all. So here goes nothing. Okay, got that on. Now we're going down. Downtown. Hi, everybody. Oh, I almost forgot to glue my board. I need this down there with me. Okay, now we're good. Got it all caulked. Okay, now that I got that all in, I'm gonna go ahead. It's pretty much squirted out everywhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and go around this plate with just a small bead. And I'm only gonna go where it didn't already squeeze through, so we'll be good. Okay, I'm good with that. Now what I'm gonna do, I don't have any rubber gloves. If you do, I would prefer to use a rubber glove, or I'm gonna smear this in. Okay. That ought to do it. Don't get the stuff on you because I don't think it's going to come off very easy. But it's on me already. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this tape off because you don't want to wait till it sets up to do it. So here's what we're going to do. Rip this tape off. There we go. Now it looks really, really good. I don't think I'm going to touch it. I could get really picky about it, but I'm not going to. I think we're going to be good. Yeah, that looks really good. I'm about to ruin some clothes. So that's it for this one. Now we're gonna go to this one over here and put the bottom in. Alrighty, so that's all clamped in. Wiped off the excess that squeezed out on the inside. And when I pulled my tape off, it left a pretty clean line I'm happy with. So I'm gonna leave that. And then this one here, I've got all clamped into. So we should be good to go. Everywhere that I can see looks pretty good. So we'll jump down off here and I'll show you guys the inside. And like I say, I'm gonna let this set up probably till tomorrow around noon, 1 o'clock. And then from there, we will come back and put in the fans. So when I squeeze these, I didn't squeeze them too tight. I just got it to where it squeezed out a little bit of the adhesive. This one here is good to go too. And see, look, right here, see how this is flush with this? Lines right up perfect. So whatever I do on the ceiling, I'll just extend it right onto these boards. I'll have a place to nail, which is perfect. So that's a wrap for this part. And I'll be back tomorrow and we'll drop these fans in and get them all situated. So see you guys tomorrow. What's happening, everybody? We are back. We're going to install the Maxx Air fans today. The adhesive set up real nice. The wood is stuck to the ceiling. This adapter plate is stuck really nice. That window weld is some good stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to screw this down to this adapter plate and screw that one down to the bare metal. I already set it on there and pre-drilled all my holes with this 1/8" drill bit. So I mean, how many holes do you want to watch me drill? There were 16 here and 16 there, 32 holes. So I pre-drilled those, I got butyl tape on that one. I'm gonna put butyl tape on the bottom of this. That way, when we push it down, it'll make a good seal, and then we'll screw it all off. And then we'll apply some either Flex Seal or lap sealant around the edge and cover up all these screw holes. And then we can mount our Maxx Air fan to these little screw acceptors, I guess you would call them. This is where you screw in your Maxx Air fan. 4 locations. You want to make sure they're on the side, not front and back. You want them on the sides. So let's get butyl tape on and get this thing screwed down, baby. Alrighty guys, I've got my butyl tape on here to make a really good seal onto this van roof. We're just going to set it in place and screw it down till the butyl tape oozes out. There ain't no sense of like over tightening it because it's kind of pointless. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that fits very nicely. And with this adapter plate, you're going to have to get longer screws. The ones they send with the Maxx Air fan will work great if you don't have to go over these ribs and put an adapter plate on. I had to put an adapter plate on, so I had to go get 2-inch screws and we'll go right into my wood. So let's screw this thing down. I'm just going to snug them all up real quick and do each corner. $16 of them, well, 32 of them. You guys get the gist. Let me get this screwed down and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Rubber gloves, Flex Seal shot. So what I'm gonna do, I already got this one open. I'm gonna go around all of this. I taped it all out too, so it doesn't go past my tape line. I'm just gonna smear it all in, make it real good, pull my tape off before it dries, and then I'm gonna go back and hit all these screw holes with Flex Seal. So let's get Flex Sealing. I'm gonna go around it a few times, so I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. How about that? Yeah, I'll show you the finished. Back fan is ready to go in. So is the front one. Alrighty guys. So I've got my brackets on my roof to accept my Maxx Air fans. I've got them all sealed up. The last step of this process on the outside of the fan install is to just drop this in the box and put 4 screws in it. So you gotta have the fan open. Make sure the wires come out. Drop the wires down in. Just like that. Then you just put 4 screws in it. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Now we'll do the same thing over there, and we will be done with the Maxx Fan Air install until we go on the inside, run wires from each fan to the 12 volt fuse panel, and then when we put the ceiling in, boop, we'll just put the beauty trims on these fans to make the ceiling look pretty. So there's the Maxx fan installed, baby. Hope you guys enjoyed, and it was really easier than I thought it was gonna be. So don't be afraid to do it yourself because it's pretty straightforward. Now I'll take some pictures when I'm all done from the inside and the outside, and I will see you guys on the next go round, baby. Done.